Okay, in this video we're going to talk about creating and using objects. Objects are instances of a class. Objects are created by classes. Classes are defined by the programmer. So I would write a class in my code, and then when I run the code, I would create an object, or the program would create an object and store it. Objects take space, they take memory. So when I create an object, I create something that takes space up on my computer. Objects can be used, we can have an array of objects. We can pass an object to a method. We can return an object from a method, and we're going to look at those two. So let's look at an example here called the inventory class, which is on slide 38. Now here I have a class I call inventory item. And then I have some attributes up here: inventory number, description, and price. Inventory number and description are strings, and price is a number. They're all private, as they should be. Because they're declared right here under the class name, I can use them all throughout the class. I don't have to declare them in every individual method. So let's look at the first one. Set inventory number. I get some kind of number. I bring it in and I set the inventory number for that item. Set description. When I create an object with this, I'll get the description and I'll put it in description up here. Now notice this description and this description. This has a this there. That's because they're two different variables. This is what I passed in on the left-hand side, and the right-hand side is where I'm storing it. And I have to say this, otherwise it's going to store it onto itself, as if you saw in the this reference video. Now I have price. Again, I'm bringing in a price, set price, and I'm going to check. If price is less than 0, set it to 0. Else, set the price up here. And again, I have a price that's the same variable name as price here. This is parameter I passed in is the same name as the attribute I have here, so I have to use a this with it. Otherwise it's going to store it on itself. The parameter is going to be right in and store it within itself and not up here. Then I get inventory number, so I return the inventory number. Get description, I return the description. Get price, and I return a price. So these three set the attributes. These three methods get the attributes. And again, attributes are always private, and for the most part, these methods are always public. And here you can see, why don't I want to just go in and set the price? Well, if somebody typed incorrectly and put -10, this would check and say, nope, you can't have -10. I'm going to set it to 0. You did something wrong. That's why we don't want to keep our attributes public. So let's look at the main method that calls this method. So here we have main, and I have one item, and that one item I call is inventory item. It's of the class inventory item. So I created an object, one item, and it's of the class inventory item, which is this class we just went over, inventory item. So I have one item. Okay. So I say one item, set inventory number, 1276. One item, set description, mahogany chest. One item, set price, $4.50. So I use the object name and I call the various methods I want to use, and I give the various data it needs, or parameters or arguments I need to pass. If you see inventory item, to set it, it says I need a string. And why 1276 is a number, it's in double quotes, so yeah, it's a string. Description, okay, description, I need a string. Look at mahogany chest, it's in double quotes, it's a string. For set price, I need a number. Where is it? Right here. Set price, I need a number. So, yeah, there's a number. So what I did was I created an object called one item from class inventory item, and I set these attributes for one item. So somewhere in memory, there is an object called one item. Its inventory number is set to 1276. Its description is set to mahogany chest. and its price is set to $450. Now, I want to pass this object to display item. I want to print out everything about it. So I take the object name, one item, and I pass it to the method display item. Notice the method is static, which means I don't have to create an object. And since it's in the same class, inventory demo, I don't have to put a class name in front of it. So display item, one item. And now down here, it's public, it's static. I don't have to create an object. Void, it doesn't return anything. Here's display item. Here is the object I pass. Down here I call it item. But just like anything else I pass, I have to describe what it is. Item is an object of class inventory item. Just like up here, inventory item. Inventory item. I have to describe what it is. I have to declare it. So this is an item. This is an object of type inventory item. So I just pass these three things down to display item. And I put it in the variable item, variable name item for the object. And I said it's an inventory item. So now I set a constant tax rate to 0.06. I have a number tax. I have another variable called PR. And I have another variable called total. They're all numbers. So now here we want to output, and we'll put output item, as you see down here, item, and the little hashtag, and then item, which is now the object name, dot get inventory number. And so it gets the inventory number 1276. Output item dot get description. Mahogany chest. So it's going to say item 1276 mahogany chest. PR item dot get price. PR is for price. I don't like that variable PR. As I looked at it, I wasn't quite sure what it meant. But we're going to get the price. And the price is 450. Now we're going to take 450 and multiply it by 0.06. And that gives us $27 for total. So we're going to output prices, and then we're going to put $PR plus $, and we're going to put the tax, $27, and then we're going to put tax. So you see here in the command prompt, the second to the last line, prices $450 plus $27 tax. Then we're going to output total is, and we're going to add PR plus tax as we did here, and put out the total. Total is $477, and we return it in class. So that's how you use a method. If you look at the next one, next slide, this is a little more complicated. What it does is it passes the method down, or I'm sorry, it passes, just like we had before, display item. Here's all the things we put down here. But in this time, we put it into a loop. And we're going to keep entering values until we hit quit. So enter item number or quit, Q-U-I-T to quit. So you enter an item number. And if item number is not equal to quit, we're going to go to a get item values. And get item values is a method down here. Get item values. And I'm going to pass it the item number that I got, which is a number. But I'm returning inventory items. Remember, inventory items is a class. I'm returning a class. So when I'm all done, if you look here, inventory items, in item, this is my object, this is my class. I'm returning the object. This says I'm returning the object. And if I look up here, I put it into one item. What is one item? One item is an object of class inventory item. And here is where I enter the description, enter the price. I set the number, description, and price, and then I leave. And then I display the item. I just pass it back down. Do the same thing I did in the other one. So if you look over here in the command prompt, I enter item number or 0 to quit. And I enter 1, 2, 3 different things. And then I can print it out also. So I entered 1276 mahogany chest 450, 1488 wicker chair 129, and 2215 decorator pillow 40. And then just by going through a loop, and then I just hit 0 to quit, got out of the loop, and returned. So here we see returning an object, or yeah, returning an object. And here's one where we send an object to a method as a parameter. Again, we'll probably go over this on Wednesday. I hope this was of some value to you. Talk to you later. Bye.